So, Mr. Shelby, if I may just come in here, if I have registered in Yobe like Paul did and wants to move to Lagos, you said the two locations need to communicate.
There must be.
So if the electoral officer in Yobe decides that, no, I don't want to...
No, I'm not talking about decision, I'm talking about communication.
If he decides he does not want to hear that communication, that means he has decided...
Both of them have to be... Maybe...
Both of them have to be in sync.
I mean, both of them there must be communication between them. I'm living here, I want to go here. That's just what transfer is all about. Okay. From point A to point B.
And the question he asked is it not possible that it be done without that communication? It's one register.
That is the law as it is. That is a guideline.
INEC has a central database, right?
Yes.
So why wouldn't I go to INEC's website, make my request on INEC's website that I need to transfer, and someone in INEC's office managing the database transfers me, properly identified, from Yobe to Lagos?
How do we retrieve your card? That's the first
You submit it at the point
the number
before
two,
you pick up the new
the
one.
number two.
Yeah.
How do we...
Hold on.
How do you authenticate? Because everyone has
a specialized number.
Yes.
Now, let me ask this question.
Okay.
The banks use... Has INEC considered borrowing the technology of the BVN? Because wherever I go to with my BVN shows, and if I have two of it, if it happens that maybe I have two BVN numbers, it will tell me I don't have any number. So why would INEC borrow that technology so that after the registration, if I come to Lagos with my unique number, I get there and it's confirmed or denied?
The operational regulations are different. That is the thing. It is the law. I told you we operate within a law.
Operational regulations or technology?
No, not the technology probably are about the same, but the regulations are different. The laws guiding the usage of your what do we call it?
PVC.
The PVC is different from that one of your ATM card. They are not. They are two different things.
We had an honorable member who told us yesterday that, look, he doesn't see any reason why INEC can't go full electronic voting. So it's up to you to decide how you want to do that.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. That the only concern we have now is just time.
Because you raised the point.
We also have this ease of the elections.
Yeah, you were raising the point about submitting your card in terms of that communication. What was the point?
The point is this, because he did mention that how do you retrieve the old card to get a new one? And I said, it's so simple. You go online, log into the website of INEC. This was where I registered. This is now where I live. This is where I want to vote. And then you go to the local government nearest to you, submit your formal card, and then get...
I've told you the 2 points must communicate.
You can communicate online, Mr. Shelby.
No.
We're in 21st century.
There are
you don't
some
have
of
to
them
travel
that are
all that
physical.
distance.
For instance,
no, you don't need a physical... I think the problem we are having is that INEC does not appear to want to go with the 21st century. And if that is the position, it's most unfortunate.
Yeah, in fact, the 21st century, as I told you, in some cases...
No, we're in 21st century. We can't be talking, going to go and meet somebody in Lagos
if I may just come
at
in
this
here,
time.
Mr. Shoaib, because just so that we're able to understand where INEC is, your position when it comes to electronic voting. If, for instance, these laws that hinders you from going full hog, even though we understand that you want to go all the way electronic, is there anything wrong with changing the laws so that you don't have these bottlenecks?
In fact, the laws are not there again. That's exactly what I said.
Beautiful.
In 2015, we have the full powers to determine how we will conduct the election. But then we did not realize this. Even the judiciary, as I said, did not realize this until 2016, because you could say there were even some judgments, there were some elections which were nullified based on the fact that smart card reader was used, whereas it had been signed into law. Then number two, I told you the greatest constraint we have now is time.
What would be your constraints? Or what would you like to see happen?
Well, I think the main problem we have here appears to be with INEC. And their inability, or maybe their refusal to want to move.
So I hope it's not you that were mistaken that's INEC's position.
No.
Is it you sticking to this ground, or this is the thinking of INEC?
That.
What the observation he's raising?
No,
okay, let me let you finish. Go ahead.
Yes, because the law has been signed, like he said, in 2015. So all of those bottlenecks are supposed to have been eliminated. The law now allows them to go electronic full hog. So what is stopping them? But from the way he's talking, you could see that there appears to be an apathy towards technology. You know, so I think it's important. You guys look for young chap that have electronic swivel, and we do a lot of things online. We can't be going manual and going the way we are going. Things can be done properly online. You don't have to start traveling to get things on. Just like I did mention, you can do that change of your transfer of voters card online, then go to the nearest local government. The law allows you. There is no inhibition. Submit the old card, get the new card. It doesn't take eternity to do that. But if you have to keep saying everybody that goes to Lagos, tell them I'm Mr. Shoyibi.
No. Don't go that.
You know.
Number one, I will first of all advise you, before we discuss about some things, first of all, familiarize yourself with the guidelines. Because you work within the law. It's very good for all of us to have a full understanding of what the law requires of us. That's number one. Then number two, I will say this. The register is fully electronic.
Yeah.
Accreditation is fully electronic with the smart card readers. The only aspect, in fact, transmission of results now, we are going electronic. The only aspect of our election that is not electronic as of now is the voting.
Oh, no, even the
What about the
registration is
transfer?
not. The transfer.
It's an electronic registration because you capture your...
No, you just told us that if I need to do a transfer, there has
That's
to be
just a transfer. I'm not talking about the registration. The registration itself. It's a component of registration.
Important.
People are very mobile. As of now, if you have to transfer, you have to apply for the transfer. I told you that.
The application, is it electronic or manual?
Definitely, as of now, you present yourself there.
So it's
These are
manual.
things where it's still, to some extent, it's manual. But the transfer is fully electronic.
Is the guideline of INEC guidelines, are they anti-electronic?
No, they are not.
Or
Definitely not.
anti-technology?
From what I'm telling you, they are not. Because I just told you that we have even started transmission.
You know there are people...
We have started transmission
there are citizens of
electronically.
this country who registered to vote, who have registered to vote and relocated outside the country. So if they need to transfer their voting, or they've relocated from one part of the country, if they need to transfer their voting rights now, they have to come maybe from Sokoto, where they've now relocated to, back to Lagos to apply. Or Sokoto and Lagos need to talk. And you say that guideline is not anti-technology?
If it is that difficult, we wouldn't have registered, we wouldn't have transferred about 600,000 people.
That's 600,000. How many?
Not everybody applied for transfer, for goodness sake.
Because they are considering this process.
No. Most people are comfortable with where they register. But there will be need for some people to transfer. Not everybody.
People are not applying for the transfer, Mr. Shoyibi, because of the cumbersomeness, the stress they have to go through, the distance they have to travel. Some of them will have to fly just because they want to come and effect the voters'
I wouldn't say that
register.
about 600,000 people who have
600,000 out of how many people? We have millions
How
of
many
people
people want
who
to
are
transfer?
willing.
That's the question.
The system has
How many of
discouraged
them?
them. The system has
No,
discouraged them, so
how
they
many
will
of
not
them
even bother.
We wouldn't have the same number of people trying to transfer as the number of people that will register. As the same will not be with the people who are comfortable with that, where they have registered.
The 600,000 you mentioned now, those who have made attempts to transfer, but many of
Those
them
who have transferred,
those who
not
have
made
transferred.
attempts.
How about those who had made attempts, or those who are willing, but because of the cumbersomeness, knowing they have to
That
travel
number,
several
I'm telling you,
kilometers?
that number will be very, very insignificant.
What's the number?
Because I don't have the figure of people who say that they have tried
You had the
to.
number of those who have transferred.
Because we have that on
600,000.
record. We have that on our record. But we have not seen people who come out. But if you see one-off like this, just like you have said that, oh, I've been trying to transfer, I've not been able to get it, we attempt to hit them promptly.
There are
Because
so many,
it's
there are
so...
not one-off. There are quite a number
Yeah,
of people.
well, I'm saying this now. If you really have any problem with transferring, we can state this categorically. Go to the nearest local government, to our office
Dr. Thomas,
in the state, and let us know the figure. We'll find something to do about it.
Does INEC interface with political parties on this kind of matters? Because one would have thought that if you're concerned about people voting for you, these are some of the issues you should be raising when you have party meetings. What they call it, stakeholders meetings with INEC.
Yes, at different points in time, we've had to interface with INEC, both at the state and at the federal level, and we have always presented these suggestions to them. But what we have seen display is the same thing Mr. Sueve is displaying. They appear to have a reluctance to want to go high-tech. You know, we are in 21st century.
They told you they have laws and guidelines.
Those guidelines are not inhibiting them in your time. You've heard him. He's been signed since 2015. So the guidelines are actually meant to enhance their activities, but they appear to have a lot of apathy about going full tech, and the reason, I don't know.
You know, these allegations are very serious allegations. You're implying that INEC has a manual to work with, but they do not want to follow that
That's
manual.
what we are seeing. In the last elections, for instance, nothing stops INEC, for instance, from going full electronics in the Anambra state election. I expect them to have started doing some test run-ins before now, and that has not been done. That shows that there's no willingness on the part of INEC to go high-tech. There's no willingness on the part of, how many people registered? How many people voted?
Well, he's also told you that in Western Europe, for instance, most of the elections are done manually.
Must we copy everything negative from anywhere? There are negatives and positives from
negative?
every part of the world.
But
Let's look out for we don't have to copy everything verbatim. We look out for what is best for us, pick it up, adapt it, and make it the best use for us.
Let me correct this impression which you created. Number one, we hold periodic meetings, seasoned quarterly meetings with all political parties.
Yeah, that's right.
We started that for the past 2 years, and we've been holding it holistically. And at no time was this issue of transfer and the Alex unwillingness, it never came up. Ask your party chairman or your party secretary, whoever represents you. We carry them on, or we carry them along, are on the same page with everything we do. And when you talked about Anambra,
Yes.
I told you that in Anambra, we even had a pilot testing of the transmission of these results. We did. Only we did not factor it in determining the outcome. I said it again, this is what we are going to use in 2019. We are going to have this scanning, which is electronic, whether you like it or not. The only aspect of our election, which is not fully electronic as of now, is just the voting. I can assure you of that. And I did say that the only major constraint we have here is just time.
How about the transmission?
We have the
How about the transmission?
It's going to be 100%. I just said it 2 times. It's going to be 100% electronic. The only thing we don't have with the voting machines or anything is time. We are constrained only by time, not by law.
What is this? I mean, why do you say time?
We don't have enough time to pilot it. We have such a very large terrain.
So
I did tell
what
you
about Oshun and Ekiti?
to pilot with a one-off election.
To pilot whatever you want to do. You can try some of those things.
You don't change the rules of a game in the middle of the game. Don't forget that Oshun election, as far as we are concerned, is just one-off. It should just have been part of 2015 or something. It's very good to apply this to a general election and which will be uniform all over the country.
If you have full electronics in Oshun or Ekiti, you wouldn't have changed anything because the law has already enabled you to do that.
Clearly, technology determinism coming up here. We'll have to wrap up at this point. Dr. Thomas Wilson Ikubese is of the National Conscience Party, and Mr. Solomon Shoebe is the National Commissioner in charge of Voter Education and Publicity for INEC. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you
very much.